Greetings, everybody. I hope you're understanding the what and the why to this entire process. Before we teach you the final meditation in the final episode, number 12, I wanted to just construct a model of understanding so you have a greater ability to create from the field instead of from matter. And in order for us to do that, I want to talk to you about these two realms that we live in. One is called space-time, and the other one is called time-space. Now, we live in this three-dimensional reality, and this three-dimensional reality is called space-time. In space-time, we have an infinite amount of space. Think of our known universe and beyond. That space in this three-dimensional reality is eternal. And we experience time by moving through space. And as I said in previous episodes, I have one point of awareness. I'm aware that I'm local as a body in an environment and time. My body is occupying space and time. And I'm aware that I'm here. I'm aware that I'm at one point. And if I want to move to another point of awareness, another point of consciousness, say my car or, I don't know, go to work, in order for me to get to that second point of consciousness or awareness, my physical body, local, my material body, has to move through space. And as I move through space, I experience time. So time is a function of moving through space. And of course, if you move faster, it takes a shorter amount of time. If you move slower, it takes more time. And this realm called space-time, everything that occupies space and time has three dimensions. And everything has height and depth and width, and we can experience this three-dimensional reality with our senses. And as I said all along, our senses fool us into the illusion of separation. There's me here, and there's you there, and there's space and time between us. Everything then in this three-dimensional reality that occupies space, that creates separation, causes us to live in the realm of polarity or duality or separation. So then, as I've been saying, when we create or when we dream, what we're doing is we're interested in creating something in our three-dimensional reality, but if we're matter trying to change matter, we're waiting for the event to occur to take away the lack or the separation of what we don't have. But if you believe that your thoughts and feelings have something to do with your destiny and you're experiencing lack or separation or emptiness, then it's those emotions that are keeping your creations at arm's length. So then, if we are a body local in space and time, living in an environment, we know the environment is made up of bodies, of people, of objects, of things, and places, and we experience time as linear. We know we have a past, and there's the present moment, and we do our best to predict the future. And in this realm of three-dimensional reality, predicting the future, living by the laws of Newtonian physics, classical physics, tells us that we can predict if we know the distance of one place to another, and we can determine the speed. We can tell you how much time it's going to get you to one place to another. You can fly from Munich to Los Angeles, and as long as you know certain variables about distance and the speed of the aircraft, you can determine exactly when it's going to land. So then, everything that makes up this material world causes us to be aware that we are a body. So we're somebody. We know certain people. We are someone. We own certain things. We live in something. We have experiences at certain places, somewhere and in some time. And that becomes the identity that's created in this three-dimensional reality. So then, because we have a past, present, and future, and we can remember our past and we can predict our future, time tends to be linear in this three-dimensional reality. So then, to move from the third dimension to the fourth dimension is what you've been doing all along. The moment you cross over into that fourth dimension, Einstein said the fourth dimension is time. And he said E equals mc squared. Anything that's material that moves to the speed of light, travels at the speed of light, will turn into energy. So the ceiling of this three-dimensional reality is the speed of light. So then how do you take your body, or how do you experience this realm called the quantum if the ceiling of this reality is the speed of light? You can't take your body because it'll turn into energy. You can't take the people in your life. You can't take your cell phone. You can't take the places you sleep or the places you live or the places you have lived or where you work. And you can't take past and future because that's linear time. And when you've been practicing becoming nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, you are disinvesting all of your attention and all of your energy out of this three-dimensional reality that's based on knowns, and you're putting it on the fourth dimensional reality, the quantum, the unknown. And so then the three-dimensional reality is made of material things, the material world that we define with our senses then. That realm of separation, that realm of duality causes us to experience things as very, very significant moments in time. When you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, you're saying now that you're disinvesting all of your attention and energy out of this three-dimensional reality, and you're taking it from the known into the unknown, and that's the moment you're entering the door to the quantum field. You can't enter the quantum field as a somebody. You can't take anything material with you. The only thing you can pass through that eye of the needle with is your consciousness, your awareness. And if you do that properly, as I said, you take away all the bodies, all the people, all the objects, all the things, all the places. You take away time, you take away the earth and the moons and the planets' moons and the sun and the stars, everything material in the universe, you're left with a vacuum. Now, that fifth dimension that we cross through is something that creates an inverse effect. We will move from the realm of space-time to the fourth dimension of no time, that is the eternal present moment, into the realm called time-space. Now, in time-space, the opposite is actually true. This known universe of the three-dimensional reality, that the known being the predictable, all of a sudden we are now moving into the fifth dimension of reality, the unknown, the multiverse. And in this realm, there's nothing material, there's nothing physical. It is the realm of no matter or antimatter. You can't experience this realm with your senses. You experience three-dimensional reality with your senses. The quantum, or the realm of time-space, is the realm of energy, of frequency, of vibration, of information, of thought, of consciousness. There's nothing material there. It's all the wave function of quantum physics. And the wave function is possibility. Now, in the quantum, nothing is separate. There is no separation. This is the realm of oneness. This is the realm of wholeness. This is the realm of connection, of unity. There is no separation, so we have to change our thinking, because when we're there, we can't operate as a body. We can't believe that we're separate from this invisible field. So I have labored for years to get people to this point where they can get beyond themselves. And once they enter that door to the quantum field, well, then let's begin to tune in to frequencies that are possibilities. Now, in the realm of this place where all possibilities exist, and there's nothing local in space and time, there's nothing material occupying space and time. In this realm, there is no space. So if there is no space, there is no time. There's no separation between 2 points of consciousness. And if there is no space, that tiny, 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 tiny point of singularity, that 0 point, that source, is giving life to everything physical or material. It would be the very, very center of the atom. Now, because there's no space, there can't be any time, and there's no separation between 2 points of consciousness, this is the realm of thought. And in the realm of thought, in the realm of time-space, time is eternal. There's an infinite amount of time. So think about this. If you had all the time in the world that you needed to get things done, how many things could you get done? It would only be equal to your imagination. There are infinite things you could do based on your imagination. And this is the realm of time-space, where all possibilities exist, but they're not local in space and time. It's the realm of thought. And every thought has a frequency. So then, in this realm called time-space, if you understood the realm of space-time, where there's a past, present, and future, and time is linear, take that linear set of arrows and turn it this way vertically, from horizontal to vertical, and you would see that all possibilities exist in the eternal present moment. And we move through time, we time travel in this realm by changing our frequency or our vibration. In other words, if you were at one point of consciousness in three-dimensional reality and you're going to move to another point of consciousness in three-dimensional reality, if you increase your speed, as I said, it takes a shorter amount of time to get there. If you decrease your speed, it takes you longer to get there. But there's no place to go in this realm. You're in a realm where you're connected to everything. You're the realm of thought. And in the realm of thought, there are infinite possibilities, infinite thoughts. So all we do in the realm called time-space is we don't move anywhere. We're connected to Source. The only thing we can do is become aware of a thought or experience a thought, and that thought has a frequency. And if we can experience the feeling of that frequency, that thought of whatever we want, our abundance, our health, our wealth, freedom, they all exist as possibilities. So then as you change your thoughts, and you change the frequency of those thoughts, you could move through times and experience dimensions or spaces. You could experience the past, you could experience the present, you could experience the future, all simultaneously by just changing the thought and becoming aware of the frequency. This means then, if you truly entered this realm, this zero-point field, the Source, the mind of God, whatever you want to call it, there are all possibilities that exist there, and once you're there, you could change your frequency and tune into the frequency of abundance and feel the feeling of that thought and realize that you're connected to that field and there's no separation. As you begin to experience the frequency of that thought, you begin to produce a vibration. Now, if you're in the realm of time-space, and all possibilities exist, then you really don't actually create anything. You become aware of a thought called your health, a thought of abundance. We'll use abundance as an example. So then the thought of abundance produces a frequency of abundance. That frequency of abundance, if you could feel it, you could notice it, you could experience it, you could become more aware of it. Become more aware of it and less aware of you. Surrender to it. Relax into it. Go deeper into the feeling of it. That if you were to become the frequency of that thought, then if you had a coherent brain, you would be sending out a very coherent signal into the field. You were saying, this is my experiment that I want to create for my own personal world. And if I'm creating from the field instead of from matter, and Einstein said, the field creates matter. The field is the sole governing agency of the particle. He didn't say the particle controls the particle. Matter doesn't control matter. It's the field, it's energy that controls matter. So then if you truly got to this place and you could tune into the frequency of abundance, let's just say, and you could become connected to it and become aware of it and remember what it felt like, and you were sending that thought out with a coherent brain, then there's only one thing that would draw to you. That is the magnetic field of the heart. Now, it's not like your future's out there when you're in this quantum field, in the unified field, in the realm of time-space. The thought of your abundance produces the frequency or the feeling of abundance, and if you could lock into that frequency and stay connected to it, and then have the thought of drawing it to you with your heart. This is where it gets exciting, because that magnetic field of your heart isn't drawing it from somewhere out there. The magnetic field of your heart, if you are feeling the feeling of your abundance with your heart, if you're falling in love with a new life with your heart and you know how to create heart coherence, wow, now it is that feeling and your connection to that future that you feel with your heart that begins to draw it to you. And the longer you can feel that feeling with your heart, your body in the present moment is believing it's happening to you. And what you're doing is you're conditioning your body into the present moment. Now, why is this important? Because if you can feel the emotion of your future with your heart and this is the center of oneness and wholeness, and you're no longer creating from duality or polarity, we could say, over time, your abundance will live in your heart. You will know the feeling of your abundance with your heart. And when you think of abundance, instead of you feeling lack or separation, the thought of your abundance will produce the feeling of abundance in your heart. The more you practice this and you're experiencing that future in the present moment, it is the emotion that's causing you to feel connected to it in the present moment. And so then the emotion of your future that you feel with your heart is the exact thing that causes your body to begin to believe it's happening to you now. And it's in the eternal now, the eternal present moment, where you are in the unknown, where all possibilities exist, that cause you to draw that future to you. So when there's a vibrational match, when you're creating from the field instead of from matter, and you're creating from the realm of time-space, when your energy is synchronized with a coherent brain and a coherent heart, now you no longer have to move anywhere to get what you want. If the field controls matter and you're connected to the field, you're connected to source, you're connected to the unified field that governs everything physical. As long as you're creating from the field now, there's no place for you to go. There is no space and no time. So as you change your energy and you connect to it with your heart, you are going to collapse 2 points of consciousness. The point of consciousness of your dream and the point of consciousness called you. And as you draw it to you, to your heart, as you collapse 2 points of consciousness, you are collapsing time and space, which means you are warping space and time. That means the event will be drawn to you. And it will come in a way that you haven't thought of. If you thought of it, you would have done it. That's the known. It comes in a way that you haven't thought of. That's the unknown. And as I said, when it surprises you and catches you off guard, it makes sense then that you're going to begin to realize that on some level you created it. So the job that we have, first of all, is to get to that field. That's what we've been practicing. The practice of becoming nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. Disassociating from everything known. Disinvesting all of your attention and energy out of this material world of three-dimensional reality and putting it on the unknown. And doing that properly and existing in that place comfortably without feeling fear or feeling like you need to come back to your body's pain or come back to thinking about someone in your life. That when you can get to that point where there's brain coherence and tune into a frequency in the realm called time-space and learn how to execute with your brain and your heart, and those experiences are drawn to you, you'll begin to believe more that you're the creator of your life and less of the victim of your life. Now there's a caveat here, because you just can't do this practice and then get up from your meditation and start reacting to everyone or everything in your life. The moment you do that, as I've been saying, you just disconnected from the energy of your future and you're back to the same energy of your past and your life will stay the same. Your job is to practice it enough times that you're able to do it with your eyes open as well as your eyes closed, and to be able to stay in that energy, stay in your heart, keep your brain and heart coherent, independent of the conditions in your environment, independent of your body and independent of time. And if you can, this is when you start to see those synchronicities begin to appear in your life. And if you're tuning into something like abundance, and all of a sudden things start unfolding where you start noticing changes in your outer world, you start seeing these synchronicities, these opportunities as coincidences, I promise you the next time you go to create from the field, you're going to want to do it again and again. And all of a sudden, as it keeps happening, more doors keep opening and you find yourself entering a whole new reality. So in the final session that we have, in episode 12, we're going to put this all together and teach you the meditation. So now you can begin to use brain and heart coherence, the formula to begin to produce measurable changes in your life. I'll see you then.
Sit up. Eyes closed. and relax. Your body. Feel your body. And relax it. More. And relax. Into nothing. Into the blackness. It's all around you. And now it's time to awaken your creative center, your heart. Find it. Become aware of it. Feel it. Pay attention to it. Giving it life with your attention. And feel in the blackness. Feel your heart. Feel it. Notice it. Stay aware of it. Feel your connection to it. That's energy in your heart. In the blackness. And remember, this feeling, your heart, and allow your breath to flow in and flow out. through your heart. Slower. Deeper. And more relaxed. Keeping your attention on your heart. And inhale all the way into your heart. And hold it. And let it build. And exhale. And relax into your heart. Feel it. Notice it. And inhale all the way to your heart. And hold it. And exhale. And feel into your heart. Feel it. Experience it. Relax into it. To your heart. And inhale all the way into your heart. And hold it. And exhale. And relax into your heart. And the blackness. Feel it. Notice it. That's energy in your heart. And inhale all the way to your heart. And hold it at the top. And exhale. And feel it's your heart. Feel it. And relax into your heart. And inhale all the way into your heart. And hold it. And exhale. And relax into your heart. Feel it. Notice it in your heart. Keep your attention on it. That's energy in your heart. And now it's time to call up an emotion for your heart. An emotion that connects you to your future. And breathe and feel into your heart. Feel it with all your heart. And when you feel it, breathe a little more into your heart. Then exhale and feel a little more with your heart falling in love with life. And breathe and feel with your heart. Feel it. Experience it. Enjoy it. And breathe into your heart. And exhale. And feel a little more with your heart. Feel it within you. And all around you. Tune in to the power of love. And feel it with your heart. Feel it. Experience it. Breathe and feel. It's all around you. Tune in and receive. It's your heart. The blackness. That's energy in your heart. It's all around you. Tune in and feel. Breathe and open your heart to life. A new life. Let it live in your heart and feel. That's energy in your heart. Feel it. Experience it. With your heart. And remember, this feeling with your heart. darkness. It's all around you. Feel it with your heart. Tune in and feel with your heart. And remember this feeling in your heart. Now, slowly bring your awareness back to your body, to your environment, and to this time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the world of the senses. In this space and time.